Hi, this is Jim in New York. Hey, do you see any signs that a couple of our macro managers are hinting at this, that the property bubble will reform as an equity bubble?
This, like in terms of size, the housing market versus the property market. I think property market, no, I'm sorry, the equity market is still very small compared to housing market, right?
Oh, that is correct. Yeah, as an asset class, shares are much smaller in urban China than properties. But it is an interesting question because we've seen an amazing increase in share prices in the last 4 months or so, 60% up or more. That while the economy is slowing, and I think the most plausible explanation for this otherwise hard to understand development is that many people with money, many speculators have given up on the property markets and now putting their money in the stock exchange, particularly now this direct link with Hong Kong has become a possibility. I don't have another good explanation for the runaway stock prices.
And then obviously a lot of purchases and transactions have been done on margins, right? So, you know, into account with the investment amount exceeding X, whether it's million or hundreds of thousands renminbi, they can borrow up to Y times from their brokers, and then the brokers kind of turn around and I don't. There's a double story in it. They turn around, then they sell it to a brokers or something.
Well, I think if you allow me to interject, I don't know either precisely what's going on, but one broad perspective on the Chinese property markets and stock exchanges is that we are still in the middle of a huge process of financial sector adjustment, which was heavily controlled by the party, which is now slowly liberalizing, partly as a result of the spontaneous development of shadow banking, but partly also because the big financial bosses wanted to go that way. They want to move in the direction of a more liberalized financial markets. But this is still, we are in the middle of that, so anything can happen. The shift from property markets to stock prices to shares is one possible explanation for the runaway price increases in the last quarter of last year. Another possibility is, which I think is also a reality, is that a lot of the brokers have opened up to margin financing. And a lot of the shares are not only bought with own equity, own capital, but with borrowed money, which is potentially very dangerous, of course. And when the authorities in Beijing realized that a lot of the share buying was actually financed with borrowed money, they clamped down on the margin buying, which at least temporarily for about a week and a half caused the price increase to halt and temporarily reverse. So let's not try to understand all the details. We are in the middle of a huge structural financial sector adjustment process, and that will take several more years. In the meantime, all sorts of crazy things can happen.
Yeah, so in other words, volatility will be tremendous.